Have you ever tried learning a new language and thought, why is it so hard to remember the words? Or, why do I understand sometimes, but just can't speak? The answer is inside your head, literally. Hey there. In this video, we're going to practice English in a fun and interactive way. As you listen and read along, you won't just learn the language. You'll also discover how the brain reacts when we begin learning a new language. We'll explore fascinating studies, fun facts, and even understand how language learning can actually keep your brain younger and sharper. But first, let me explain how you can use this video to practice English more effectively. Besides listening and reading, you can also use a technique called shadowing. Have you heard of it before? Shadowing is a simple but powerful method for improving your English. Here's how it works. First, you'll listen to me as I read the story. Then, you'll repeat after me, copying my pronunciation, tone, and rhythm. Pause the video after each sentence and say it out loud. You can also read the text on the screen to help you follow along. Do this 2 or 3 times until it starts to feel easier. Don't worry if it feels challenging at first. It gets much easier with practice. Now, it's time to introduce the story. I'll be reading it for you, and you'll see the words on the screen. That way, you can listen and read at the same time. Let's get started. 1. The brain is an adaptable muscle. Our brain has an amazing ability called neuroplasticity. It means the brain can form new connections, reorganize itself, and adapt every time we learn something new. Functional MRI studies show that learning a language activates multiple regions of the brain at once, something few types of learning can do. Learning a language is one of the most complete mental workouts out there. Study. Researchers at Lund University in Sweden found that military recruits who underwent intensive language training for 13 months showed growth in brain areas linked to language and spatial memory, like the hippocampus and temporal cortex. 2. What happens in the brain when learning a language? During this process, the brain activates a real network of areas. Broca's area in the left frontal lobe, involved in producing speech. Wernicke's area in the left temporal lobe, essential for understanding language. Auditory cortex, processes sounds. Motor cortex, helps articulate and pronounce words. These regions already work when we speak our native language, but with a new one, the brain needs to make room, build new pathways, and learn to switch between languages. This is called inhibitory control. It's like your brain saying, "Not Portuguese now. Switch to English." Fun fact: bilinguals often develop a stronger prefrontal cortex, which is key for focus and decision-making. 3. The struggle at first is natural. At first, it's completely normal to feel mentally tired, forget words, or mix up grammar rules. That's because your brain is still creating new synapses, connections between neurons. It's just like starting at the gym. In the beginning, it hurts, but your body adapts. The brain is the same. Study. Research with adults shows that, with continuous practice, the brain becomes more energy efficient at processing the new language, and fluency comes as a result of this efficiency. 4. Bilingual brains are healthier. Speaking more than one language not only expands your cultural horizons, it also protects your brain. Studies show that bilinguals tend to have better working memory, greater attention span, more problem-solving ability, and even a delayed onset of conditions like Alzheimer's by 4 to 5 years on average. Study. Researchers at York University in Canada found that bilingualism strengthens the brain's executive control system, the mental command center for decision-making, tasks, switching, and focus. 5. The role of emotion and experience. Our brain learns better when emotions are involved. That's why connecting language to real-life experiences, like chatting with someone, traveling, or watching a movie, makes it stick much more. Emotions activate the limbic system, which records emotional memories. That emotional charge reinforces the learning. Also, spaced repetition, reviewing content at specific intervals, helps transfer knowledge to long-term memory. Tip: use visuals, stories, music, and real-life experiences when studying. Your brain loves that. 6. Age and language learning. There's a myth that only children can learn a new language. Well, but that's not true. Yes, kids are better at pronunciation and absorb things naturally. But adults have something powerful: strategies, discipline, and motivation. And more importantly, the effort an adult makes to learn activates more brain areas, which means greater neuroplasticity. Study. A Georgetown University experiment showed that adults who learned a second language had significant increases in white matter density, essential for communication between brain regions. Learning a new language is like sculpting a new version of your brain. In the beginning, it takes effort, but over time, you'll speak, understand, and even think in another language. And your brain becomes sharper, healthier, and more powerful. So next time you freeze on a word or forget a phrase, remember: you're building new neural connections. You're getting smarter. Keep going. Your brain is loving this. If this video helped you understand your brain a little better and also helped you improve your English, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's also learning a new language. And remember, what feels hard today will feel natural tomorrow. Just keep going. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. And don't forget to subscribe for more fun and useful English lessons. Remember, learning English is not just about words, it's about communication. Mistakes happen, but that's okay. Keep practicing, stay confident, and enjoy the journey. See you in the next video.